Well, hi friends, the 2012 Cattle Industry Convention is officially underway here in Nashville, Tennessee, and by all accounts it's going to be a record turnout here in Music City this week with nearly 7,000 cattlemen and cattlewomen expected here in Nashville. Now with us on today's program, all the way from Denver, Colorado, is one of the NCBA's brand new teammates, and we're talking about Mike Miller. Now Mike isn't an old face to the industry, he's just a new face to the NCBA, and welcome aboard, friend.
Oh, thank you very much, Russell. I certainly appreciate it.
Now let's talk about your new role at the NCBA, because formerly you were with CattleFax, so let's talk about what you're going to be helping out the NCBA with these days.
Well, I've spent most of my career in the cattle industry worrying about supply, and now I get to go over to the demand side of things and concentrate and focus on generating demand for beef and all the products and all the wonderful things that we do for consumers. So bit off an awful lot, but I'm certainly excited about the opportunity. Great team assembled at NCBA, so I just hope to add to what's already an awesome group and go out there and maintain and generate demand for beef.
Gosh, what an amazing time to be involved with the U.S. beef cattle industry, and there's still time for folks to enjoy this wonderful time down here in Nashville, I understand.
Yeah, we've got a great crowd already here. I think that they're expecting records, as you mentioned. Today we're sitting here at Cattlemen's College. They've got a record-breaking crowd and certainly a lot of great educational opportunities here for people to take advantage of. So there's an awful lot of good going on here this week.
Mike, talk a little bit about what's going on with the markets, because I know even in your new role you've been following those pretty closely. Some pretty exciting times as far as profitability.
Well, price and profitability kind of go hand in hand when we get into these times, and I think that good time to be a cattleman. There's a lot of craziness out there, a lot of volatility, but at least as we stand here today, a lot of good news for producers, so we're excited about that.
But certainly it's nice to have an organization like NCBA working at all the different levels, making sure that cattlemen are represented at these different levels.
Absolutely, and that is NCBA's role. Which is new, but we've got an awful lot to say grace over, but from a demand generation standpoint, I think there's a lot of positive momentum, and from a policy standpoint, I think that there's a lot of good things that those folks can talk about as well. So I think there's just a lot of good news this week.
Well, welcome aboard, and we wish you the best of luck in your new role at the NCBA.
Thank you very much, Russell.
All right, the NCBA's newest teammate, Mr. Mike Miller. Again, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but there is still plenty of time for all you folks across this great nation of ours to head to Nashville. That's because you can actually register on site through this weekend, and plenty to do, and there's lots of fun to be had here in Nashville, Tennessee. Reporting for Cattlemen to Cattlemen, I'm Russell Nemetz.